Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Denver to take on the Denver Broncos at Mile High Stadium on Monday Night Football in Week 4 of the NFL on Monday, September 29, 2025. My name is Steve. We got your best bets video for this game. We're going to have 2 player props and a spread pick for this game that I think are great value bets. Let's lock in and get a sweep here on Monday Night Football.
Well, my presence isn't real. It's another bad one like this is scale. It's straight fire. All my bets straight from. You're in the house that Cap made now. Straight fire.
As always, my friends, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Appreciate all of your guys' support as always. Let's have a big game here between this Bengals-Broncos game. We already have a video out for the Jets-Dolphins game. So make sure you guys check that one out as well. Looking forward to both these games. Hopefully we can make some money here on Monday Night Football. We'll have 6 picks total, 3 picks in each video. Like I said, so make sure you give that other video a look over on that one. Like I mentioned in the other video, guys, I don't have any results to go over as of yet. Like I said, we'll do a full results recap on Thursdays like we always do. Recording these videos obviously early. So hopefully we had a profitable Sunday. That is obviously the goal. And hopefully we'll have a profitable Monday as well. So let's make some money, guys. Let's get into it. Make sure you guys check out the pinned comment down below and the description as well. It's got all our links that you guys would need here at the channel, merchandise, membership, and social media links. That's all down below in the comment section in the description. Make sure you guys also don't forget to drop your favorite pick down below in the comment section as well. If you'd like your pick included in our comment capper section, just be sure to put a star or an asterisk next to your pick and include your pick in our next video if it hits. So let's get after it, guys. Let's have a great Monday Night Football. Let's make some money here in Week 4 as we close out Week 4. And we need to make some money. That's all I'm going to say. We need to get it done and have a great game. So let's get after it. Get right into our picks at number 1. We're rolling with the Denver Broncos. -7.5 spread here versus the Bengals. We're going -110 odds here on Fanatics. I really like the spot here for the Broncos, guys. Obviously, they're coming off a couple of tough losses. Obviously, they're to the Colts and to the Chargers. Both very good teams, obviously, on the road there. A couple of close losses. I think they return home and lay it on the Bengals. They have yet to really put together, a good Broncos game that we've been anticipating, coming into the season. Didn't kill it in Week 1 versus the Titans either, winning by just 8 at home. I think this is a spot where they start to get it right, though. Bo Nix is too good. He got them to the playoffs last year. This team is loaded. The defense is loaded. They obviously got a lot of great young players, and they're in a much better space right now than Cincinnati is. Obviously, the Bengals lost the starting quarterback for the year with Joe Burrow, or at least most of the year. And they're going to try to survive without him, but I just don't honestly see that happening with that defense. Even with Joe Burrow, that Bengals defense last year basically caused them to miss the playoffs because of all the problems they had defensively. So I think with the kind of now the play at quarterback, they just don't have special play at the quarterback position anymore. Obviously with Burrow gone, I think it's gonna be very tough for them to keep up with any team. So I think the Broncos are going to have a lot of offensive success. And I also think the defense obviously is the real deal. I think they'll get this done here at home in particular versus Browning, who was absolutely horrible on the road last week. Bengals lost 48-10 last week on the road. Back-to-back games on the road here. We always kind of talk about the back-to-back games on the road being very difficult. And in this particular spot, going from Minnesota, now they're going up to Denver, to Mile High, the altitude city, where you can't breathe. It's going to be even harder. Bengals, obviously aren't going to be used to that altitude. And that'll be a big advantage here for the Broncos, and I think they'll be able to really lay it on the Bengals here. I think this is a great spot for them to really take advantage of where the Bengals are at and really get what they want offensively because, like I said, the Bengals defense has been pretty bad. And then they're going to put Browning in some tough situations too defensively. Browning, we saw good things from him in his previous starts coming into this season. But, man, he has not quite looked the same here in this season. So, we'll see what he's got in store, but he's going to need to play much, much better if they're going to have any type of chance. But with that being said, I do like the Broncos here as our number one pick. We're going Denver Broncos -7.5 spread here versus the Cincinnati Bengals. We got -110 odds here on Fanatics. Okay, and at number 2, we're going R.J. Harvey. Over 23.5 rushing yards here for the Denver Broncos. -110 odds on BetMGM. This plays a little, I call them hoopty. Plays that, we're not completely sure about the volume. I think those are the ones that probably scare us the most. But I have a case for his volume. His volume was pretty solid in week 1. He certainly got enough carries in week 1 to cash this line. Getting 6 carries in week 1. So he needed to average 4 yards per carry, which I think he can definitely do on this Bengals run defense. 5 carries in week 2, 2 carries in week 3. And all that was correlated with his snap count. I believe it went like 22, 19, 15 snap count. So the snap count went down. But there's a lot to be explained for that, right? For one, the Broncos played at home in week 1, which is where they are here in week number 4, where he got the most amount of snaps. They played against an inferior opponent in the Tennessee Titans. They're playing the Cincinnati Bengals, who they're favored by 7.5. It's pretty much the same line. So I see this as pretty much the same situation, right? And Harvey has done nothing really wrong. He's averaging 6 yards a carry. So there's no reason not to give this guy looks, especially in a game where like we're projecting, Denver to pull away in this one. So if they do that, they should want to get more looks at the young guy Harvey here for sure, rather than just give the ball to J.K. Dobbins, who's had an injury history and all that other stuff. So there's a lot of reasons why I like his volume to increase. I would be surprised if you don't see him play 25 snaps in this one. Like I said, I think this is where he's going to go. He went from 22, 19, 15. Now he's going to jump up. I think he could have 25, 30 snaps, 7, 8 rushes, so on and so forth. And a couple of those carries could come late in the game. I don't care where they come, when it's a blowout. But they're going to want to see what they have with him here, and he's really done nothing wrong. And even if he only gets a couple of carries, he's obviously more than capable of ripping some long ones. He's got a great yards per carry average. Like I said, 6 yards per carry. He's done nothing wrong. And I think, once again, I think we'll see some more R.J. Harvey here for sure. Like I said, the last couple weeks, not only been on the road, but they've been close games. They've abandoned the run at times. Different situations that just didn't bode well to them running anyway. It's not like they were running it a ton with Dobbins either. They ran it more with Dobbins, but it still wasn't like a ton. I think you could see them rely more on the run versus the Cincinnati run defense that ranks 27th versus the run. So this is where you want to attack. I think they'll do so with Dobbins and Harvey, but I just like Harvey's spot a little better here. So love that for number 2 pick, guys. We got R.J. Harvey over 23.5 rushing yards here for the Denver Broncos. -110 odds here on BetMGM. Okay, and finally at number 3, we're going Mike Gesicki. Over 22.5 receiving yards here for the Cincinnati Bengals. Got -113 odds on DraftKings. So I was trying to think, what position could we attack versus the Broncos? I was thinking about taking an under. But Gesicki really popped out for a couple reasons. Tight end Noah Fant, the starter for the Bengals, is ruled out with a concussion. So with that, I think Gesicki's obviously going to get a lot more looks, especially in passing situations. So they have... Technically, Gesicki's not the starter. It'll be Drew Sample. But Gesicki's going to be more of the passing guy, right? Gesicki's had a long history of being a very good pass receiving tight end, which is where you're going to see him. And I think they'll have a lot of packages for him. And this is a very reasonable line. A couple catches gets this done. They need all hands on deck. They're going to need Gesicki to contribute. Last time he played the Broncos, he absolutely torched them for 86 yards. So I don't think he's going to do that. But I think he can get at least 30 here, maybe 40. I think this is a great spot for him here. Like I said, and obviously negative game script. The Bengals are going to have to throw the football a lot in this one to try to keep up with the Broncos. And Gesicki should be the recipient of some of these passes. Broncos do rank 22nd in defense versus position as far as to the tight end position. So I like seeing that, and I think Gesicki's going to be able to find a few holes here in this defense. This is like the one area where I'd say, we might be able to find some hay here. A lot of attention is going to be on Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, which I love that. Should open up the field a little bit here for Gesicki. And like I said, he did so well the last time he played the Broncos. We really got to take something from that. And that was back on December 28th, 2024. I remember watching that game. Because I think, memory serves me right, I think both those teams were fighting for a playoff spot at the end of the year. And the Broncos kind of sealed the deal, winning there on the road. But Gesicki had a great game. I said 86 yards receiving there on that one. So love it there, guys. For number 3 pick, we're going Mike Gesicki over 22.5 receiving yards here for the Cincinnati Bengals, minus 113 odds here on DraftKings. All right, guys, that's going to do it for our picks. As always, if you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that on the road to 10,000 subscribers. I do appreciate all of your guys' support as always. Let's have a big day here on Monday Night Football and make some money. Make sure you guys check out all of our links down below in the pinned comment description. Drop your favorite pick below. Outside of that, that will do it for me. You guys have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week. We'll catch you next time. Peace out.